Welcome, kayak anglers. You are tuning into the Paddle and Fin Podcast Network, kayak fishing's best network of shows with great hosts covering all things kayak fishing, bringing you special guests covering topics such as shore fishing, river trips, gear reviews, angler profiles, tournament news, and more. Sit back, relax. Let's do this.
Hey guys, welcome to the spooky edition of Stream-O-Ween. This is our 5th edition of this podcast. Every year, right before Halloween, we do a Halloween special. So I've got Daniel Woodcock back with me again, one of the other co-hosts from Paddle and Fin, and we're going to do a show for you. So let's get it kicked off.
Welcome to the Rusty Hook Podcast. Raw and unfiltered kayak fishing content, streaming on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, and X. Bringing you gear reviews and candid interviews from the industry's best, angler profiles, tournament news, plus legendary knowledge from kayak fishing's OGs and rising stars. So, grab that cold drink, pull up a chair, and get settled in. Now here's John Rapp.
All right, guys, John Rapp here. Big Daddy in the house. Comments are flying already. Thank you guys for tuning in to the Stream-O-Ween special. I've been working on this show, and my buddy Daniel, I'm going to bring on here in just a second, has been also throwing some clips out at us to throw up on this Rusty Hook special. We've got some spooky characters who are going to jump in and give some tips, some thoughts on their special techniques, and as well as we're going to do a PSA on mom and dads and all you parents out there with your kids. Let's take a look and see who we got here popping in. Tim Williams, good evening. Thank you, Tim. We got Michael Bradley jumping in. Oh, and my co-host, he is out there doing some magic online while he's in the background. Well, let's not keep him in the background much longer now. Without further ado, we'll bring on Daniel Woodcock, my boy from Southeast Georgia. Hey, Dan, welcome to the show, buddy.
Hey, John, how are you?
Good, man. Hey, so man, we've been talking the past couple of days. I told you what I wanted to do, and you're like, man, let's do this here. And we put some Sora AI to work, man. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's you know the AI stuff is actually taking the world apart now, but why not put it to use?
Yeah, I some of those things when they come across my feed, that are unbelievable, I completely erase them. Like, I'm not interested, don't want to see that garbage. If it's not, like when the animals come to the porch and the baby's out walking or crawling all by itself,
yeah, and
a cat attacks the coyote or a bear or a wolf to protect the baby. I'm like, come on, man, really? So,
yep.
Yeah, man. So I know you like a lot of us at Paddle and Fin have had a slow year this year. I'm glad you're getting back in the saddle and getting ready to kick off. Looking forward to 2026.
Yeah, we're getting everything geared back up, getting our show, I guess, intros done, and trying to get some other things lined up. Got a new kayak series kicking off strictly online this year. So we just can't get away from the tournament scene. So
I hear you, man. I'm glad I broke away from that a few years ago. But you will soon enough when you're retired and you're like, I ain't doing this work. I'm just going to go fish.
That's right.
Hey, man, so let's talk about our show. We've got a slideshow that we talked about that I've done, and it's just for you guys out there, mom and dads. It's a short 2.5-minute video that Daniel and I are going to go over about safety for when the kids head out this following week. Maybe they'll go to a trick-or-treat at a neighborhood or go to a closed-off town center where they'll maybe do a block party or something. So just have that talk with your kids, and we're going to give you some tips, tricks, and some ideas here to look at. So let me pull up this video here, and we'll play it for you guys to look at, and we'll read along with it. So that's tip 1. It's like at nighttime, lights, glow sticks, and reflective tape. Make sure your kids are able to be seen when they're out walking the streets or along the roadways and things like that, going from house to house. Make sure they got lights.
And we're going to talk about tip 2. Stay in groups. Don't travel alone. Always travel with adult supervision if you can. Always better to be in groups.
Yeah, your tip 3 is your costumes. Always wear a fitted and flame resistant material. That way, if something happens with out there, that they are safe. Anything that they can wear, make sure it's tight and well fitted.
Tip 4. Always look in both directions when crossing the streets. Even though you might be in a neighborhood where, things aren't as bad as going down a main strip in a neighborhood or something, or in a town, just look both ways and use your crosswalks if available.
Definitely. And also, tip 5, avoid dark houses. Stay where there's well-lit areas. Avoid dark houses. If their porch lights off, don't go there.
Tip 6, never walk between parked cars. It's a bad idea. Other vehicles approaching them, 2 parked cars can't see things. So just make sure we use them appropriate crosswalks.
And tip 6, never eat candy until mom, dad, Gam, Peepaw, or somebody has taken a look at it and inspected it, making sure it hasn't been tampered with. Don't accept anything that's not wrapped or anything like that that's secure.
And tip 7, parents, these are available in many things, or air tags are always recommended. You can air tag your child or a bag that they're carrying, or even put it in their shoe to track them throughout the evening if they're trick-or-treating.
Yeah, definitely. And programs too, guys. If the kids are carrying a cell phone with them, use Life 360 or something where you can track them to around the neighborhood. You can look at them at live at live time. A lot of parents are using that nowadays anyway, to keep track. Heck, all of my kids who are adults, we all have it now, and that way we can keep an eye on where everybody's at. And plus, they have that traffic feature. If you're in a car wreck, it helps. So, yeah. And another thing I was thinking of, that Daniel, and that tip about parked cars, talk to your kids about when they're not walking around cars like that, because the cars could move, or if it's a van or something, they kids could be snatched. So it's just a little safety thing. Don't move around that type of stuff. I guess that was the old 5-0 coming out there, bro.
Oh yeah, that's it's just there's a lot of safety things out there for Halloween, and but I think a lot of neighborhoods now are doing their own thing for neighborhood, but you still do get them influx of people that don't live in the neighborhood, and so just be mindful of who approaches you and who you approach as far as a house that you don't know of, things like that.
Yeah. Excellent, man. So, man, I tell you, we did some really cool stuff here, and this one dude, man, he really just said it right off the bat. And it's about fishing. We asked a group of characters about, what's your favorite lure? What do you do? What do you take out on the water? And they gave us some ideas and tips and tricks. But old Scarecrow, man, I thought his tip was the best, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
What my favorite fishing technique is. Well, it ain't fancy lures or secret knots. My favorite technique is going fishing. That's right.
And that's what I did yesterday. I just went fishing.
Yeah, man. Tell us about your trip.
Ah, man, it's got the video edited. It releases tonight, so it'll drop around 7:30 somewhere around there. I don't even know what time I scheduled it for on the YouTube channel. But yeah, it's you know, I went to a little local place that I always go, and they just didn't want anything except the fluke. I threw a Zoom super fluke in a Houdini color with I got these Spike It pins. If nobody knows the Spike It company, they used to have the dipping clo, which they still make, but they make all the kind of stuff now, and they're local here down about 20 minutes from me. Their headquarters are, and so I went by there and got some pins. So you actually just take the pins and you just color the end of the fluke now, or whatever you're fishing with. So I put a little chartreuse on there, and
so what color was the fluke? A white fluke, or what were you using?
It's in a Houdini. It's a Houdini color, so I call it it's a white fluke with looks like pepper flakes in it.
I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, but yeah, I wore them out on that. So, and they're
good number. So, did you find you a good little pocket of them, or was you just?
No, I don't. I just kept going around the little body of water and just kept chunking away.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. There's some humps in there. There's an old road bed in there. So I was targeting them humps in the road beds.
Well, you're still in southeast Georgia. I guess your temperatures are still what, low mid 80s, and night times are in the 50s, 60s.
Yeah. So I think the water temperature when I started out was like 69 degrees, and it got up to 74, 75. So,
heck, that's great.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I think we're starting to cool off up here in the mountains in West Virginia. We haven't had a frost yet, but we've had some cold nights, getting down in the high 30s. I think my temperature today, high temp, was like 61, so it was cool.
Yeah, I'm ready for some cold temperatures myself. I'm tired of just eat.
Oh, man, I hear you. Well, another technique that so I'm curious if you set your poles up like the old Mum does. Let's see what he has to say.
Keep asking why I run a 10-foot leader of 8-pound mono on 20-pound braid. First off, braid's got almost no stretch, so every bump travels right down to my hand.
So how do you set up your stuff? Do you set your stuff up with mono to braid the mono, or?
Only my spinning stuff. I only carry one spinning reel when I fish. But I use, I think it's 20-pound braid to either 8 or 10-pound fluorocarbon.
Okay.
Yeah, I use fluorocarbon. Just because of the places I fish has a lot of wood, has a lot of lay downs. So
I got you.
I'm chunking that thing in the treetops. And
well, it sounds like to me, if you're only taking one spinning rod out there, you must be a power fisherman.
I turned into a power fisherman. I used to be in which I still, and I'm getting rid of the spinning rod. I'm going to BFS anyway. So, yeah, it should.
Which company are you going to use?
I'm probably
going
to Cast King.
Okay.
Yeah, I know the guy who developed the rod system and the reel system for Cast King. He lives here in Savannah, so
nice.
He's let me use one. So I really enjoyed it. It's kind of different from fishing with a spinning reel because you're and you're throwing that. It's more or less
bait caster.
Bait caster style. So
you have to when you get a chance and he's getting ready to release that, you have to share that fishing pole model or name and model and all that, so we can look at that, because I mean, Cash and Rods has their version of it.
Yeah.
I throw trike rods, but I just use standard Shimano. I do have the very fast version of the Cast King. I don't know what they called it last year, but I bought 2 of them. It's supposed to really drag that bait caster across the water real quick. I bought it for the purposes of top water, where I could cast it way out there and then get speed reel those things across like a whopper plopper or something, to change up my presentations. So
Right. Yeah, they make another reel called I think it's the deadbolt. It don't have any type of drag system on it. It's used for flipping and pitching type deal. So, and I use a 7-11 rod for that. So.
Well, speaking of another safety tip, we'll bring on old Gray here and let Gandalf tell us what he thinks we should always do.
Hear me, anglers of these shimmering waters. The lake holds beauty, but also peril. A PFD, your personal flotation device, is the simplest spell of safety you can wear.
Truth.
Yes, we've lost too many anglers this year.
I agree. And too many. And I have to say, I want to say all that we've seen have been lost due to not wearing a PFD, except for maybe, and I haven't learned anything about the young man that was pre-fishing for the last Bassmaster event. I think they said something about he had what's the wording for it? A life-threatening event or something on the water. It wasn't a drowning or anything like that. So,
right.
That's all I've heard to this point.
Yeah, I know several people here in Georgia some have been in boats, some have been in kayaks, but they're just not wearing.
Well, I guess you're still seeing that because you're still in the business where you're out working with folks, and I don't know if you've had anything happen this year that you had to get involved in. I know last year we shared a video clip of you when we did a video podcast together where you had to respond to a home and remove about a 4-foot alligator out of someone's.
We hadn't had no incidences like that lately, and I'm pretty good. My old boss is now over our Marine Patrol unit, so we kind of keep in touch. And well, they run into several things throughout the summer, but most of it's dealing with boats, and they do have a few kayakers that get out there and kayak the ocean, and they think they can paddle 10 miles across the sound to another island, and they can't make it back because they're so drained from energy.
We're out.
Yeah. So yeah, it's if you're going to paddle, make it downstream on a river, not across a sound in the ocean.
Well, that's perfect segue into our devil dude here. When you're doing that
Here on
kind
the
of
lake,
thing,
the sun doesn't care if you're a saint or a sinner. Everyone dries out. Keep a full bottle within reach, sip often, not just when you're thirsty. Use one with markings so you know how much you're knocking back. On longer trips,
you would do electrolytes,
Yeah.
Gatorades, things like that. Those 10-mile trips like that. If you're paddling, my goodness, that's just crazy.
Yeah, that's they sell what they call it's called IV in a bottle, or IV now. It comes in little packs, and you just dump it in your water bottle and shake it up, and gives you the electric lights that you need.
It's like a GLP or something, isn't it? A GLP type thing, or GL1, or
Yeah.
I've seen those here recently too. Well, hey guys, we're 20 minutes in. Daniel and I are going to get us a drink. We'll be right back. Stand by.
the Rusty Hook Podcast, supporting people and companies that support us. Feel-free kayaks, paddle, pedal, or power, something for everyone. DuBro Fishing, manufacturer of fishing and marine products for freshwater and saltwater anglers. Big Lake Bait Company, Texas's #1 custom soft plastics bait maker. And Ace Adventure Resort, West Virginia's #1 go-to outdoor destination with whitewater, zip lining. You're tuned in to the Rusty Hook Podcast. More than a podcast, but a way of life. From the biggest lakes to the smallest creeks, we are all things kayak fishing. Refresh that drink, turn up the volume, and feel the excitement. It's time for the second half of the show. Live, raw, and unfiltered. Now, let's join the one and only Big Daddy.
All right, guys, Big Daddy John Rapp back here with you. Want to wish you well here on this Sunday evening, 6:30 p.m. Live, raw, and unfiltered here on the Paddle and Fin Podcast Network, the Rusty Hook Kayak Fishing Podcast page, several YouTube pages, and worldwide activity, man. Hell. So I'm going to bring back my co-host for tonight, Daniel Woodcock from Southeast Georgia. Daniel, welcome back to the show, brother.
Thank you for having me back, John.
Hey, I appreciate you. Glad you're getting back into the business of things.
Yeah, it sometimes you got to take a break away from things and just get your mind right again.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's.
Yeah.
I can't speak for the other guys on the network, but we've had a slow year this year. We've guys have taken a few steps back, slowed down a little bit. Life throws things in your way. You have medical issues, changes in family lifestyle, deaths in the family, and I think we've all had that with our little group this year. So. As we bounce back for 2026, I hope that we can start providing our friends and family and the followers out there a little bit more, a few more shows to watch and listen to on their way to from work this year.
Oh yeah, for sure. I've got some stuff planned. I don't want to throw. I'll just throw it out here a little bit, John. But it's actually going to be a little bit a different type podcast. It's not going to be sitting in front of a computer style podcast. So I've got me some on the go stuff that I can take with me in a little jump bag and ride out a little bit, go talk with some folks, maybe sit down in shop stuff with people and things like that. So,
that sounds like my show a couple years ago before I had this high-speed internet down here. I had my laptop. I'd go to the different bars in Nicholas County and sit down and do my show and chat with people. And then I used to do what I called I can't even remember the term I used, but I just would dial them up on FaceTime or Facebook Messenger and just surprise call them. Say, hey, what you into? What's going on tonight? Hey, by the way, we're live, raw and unfiltered right now.
Yeah, that's right.
I think I caught Dwayne Wally and his wife one time down at home sitting on the couch. When I called him, he's like, "Oh, hey, we're live." Yeah, buddy. Oh heck.
But yeah, it's just going to be a different style. I think people will enjoy it a little bit better, and just showing the aspects of here in Southeast Georgia. If passing through, you can stop at this bait store, that tackle shop, mom and pop shops. And,
yeah, I love it. It's a great concept, man.
Yeah.
Look forward to seeing some of your work.
Yeah, so it's going to be a lot of pre-recorded stuff. It's not going to be live, a lot of live stuff. So it's just going to be pre-recorded stuff that I can edit.
Well, that's a great segue, man, because pre-recording when you get out on the water and you're working hard, you're smashing the fish, and like you said, here in less than an hour, maybe you got a video popping up on your YouTube. You got to have some type of camera out there.
Head, that's a 360-degree camera. Records every tail kick, every head shake, all the way up to when you fumble with the net. Means when I pull off that last second escape, you get to watch.
Yeah. That 360 camera, man. You can't really go wrong with it. I've got the Insta360 and record a lot of my activity out on the water. And Big Mama Bass right there, she's correct. I've recorded quite a few head shakes that have had that lure go flying out of her mouth as she laughed at me jumping back in the water. So.
Oh yeah, I shoot a GoPro behind me, so I just put the GoPro up. And I know a lot of people don't like GoPros because they overheat. I've had stuff overheat and just going about my business. So,
it happens. I mean,
yeah.
they have been known to do that. Guys, gals, that would be if you're into kayak fishing at all. Highly recommend that you take and go look at some type of camera and go out and record a lot of your activity on the water, and then you can share it on Facebook or YouTube and let people see what you're out there doing.
Yeah.
How you're catching fish.
Don't be shy of the camera.
No, man. That's a great gift too. It's a great treat to provide your angler when you give them their ghoul bag here in the next few days, or their boo bucket, or whatever or your spooky treats, like I got right here next to me that you can't see because I got the wrong camera feed up, but right here next to me right here. So yeah, Dan.
Or just like some 4-7 lures that I'm holding in my hand.
Lures. And you know what?
Yeah, these
are worms, cool. Right?
Yeah, these are.
I think our buddy right here would like to have a couple of those and do this with them.
There are many ways to tempt a bass, but this, my favorite, is the Texas rigged worm. Weighted just so, nose hooked and the point tucked.
Old Dracula, old Count, throwing out some well documented, long time, the most common fishing method to bass fishermen, the Texas rig worm.
Do you think that's the oldest rig there is in bass fishing?
I'd say it's real close. Maybe except a hair jig, which is in my experience has ever been really effective with the black bass that I chase. Now, if you're after some of those stripers, you're going to do well with them, I think. But
yeah.
And there's another another technique that we can add when it comes to those worms that you were just showing, and it's the old Wolfman, and he provided some pretty good advice here too.
You want to know how I like to pull big mouths out of this dark water? Wacky rigged Senko. Hook right through the middle. Let it flutter down like a wounded minnow.
He's not wrong.
Uh-huh. It's caught a lot of fish for people.
I tell you that
it's a simple thing to use.
Well, Santee Cooper back in late March, me and my buddy John Gillespie went down there. You almost came up, hang out with us for one day, but you got called out. But we were hitting them with, and the only thing that we could catch them on was with a June bug, colored Senko, Senko, but wacky rigged, and we would throw it around the stumps, and we had some really good success that way.
Oh yeah,
I think John caught one fish was over 6 pounds, and I caught several over 4. But he caught one dandy fish. We got pictures of it posted on Facebook from earlier. So yeah, man. So heck yeah.
But yeah, it's talking about old fishing lures. I saw I don't know if it was a post or just something on Instagram, but the Cream Company out of Florida was showing some of the old cream lures that they created back in the 60s and 70s. And I was like, I didn't even know they existed way back then. I knew the Man Company did, the old jelly man worms.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of weird how them old baits are coming back to the market.
Yeah, that there's those old baits. Some of those power fishing guys. And I don't know if you would consider this, but I just had an advice sent in by an old ghost angler who said that he liked to throw these. I don't think the video actually showed there. It's still spinning.
Yeah, it's.
If you want a bass
There we
to
go.
notice you, run a square bill like this through the stumps and rocks. Keep your rod tip low, let that bill bounce and deflect.
He's right.
He's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
A 1.5 or 2.5, 6XD, 8XD.
Yeah, any real crankbait you want it to bounce off rocks and trees, underwater trees, and make as much erratic movement and noise as possible.
Yeah.
So that's a good tip from old Ghost, the ghoul ghost of the man. He ugly too.
Yeah.
Now, one of the tips that I like, I picked up this last year, and I don't know how well it works in a lake environment unless the lake's shallow, but I went up to Susquehanna, and I've learned a lot from a really great fisherman in our world, and that's Jody Queen. I happen to know him personally. I've been around him for the last 10, 11 years fishing. And happened to go down to his camp quite a bit and with him in the summer. But he told me about, one of the techniques that he works a lot with is throwing a chatterbait. So I thought I'd share a like-minded chatterbaiter on Mr. Skelly.
For a big one, you'd better be tossing one of these. Z-Man tungsten chatterbait with a little swimbait trailer riding the hook. The blade thumps, the tail flickers, and
Yeah.
Yeah. I like to throw the mini max myself.
Yeah.
Just because I ain't spending $19.99.
Yeah, well, yeah. I get that. It does hurt your feelings a little bit when you're dragging one of those tungsten 3/8 ounce across the water, and you gotta. Plus, not only that, as old Skelly talked about, it's not just the chatterbait too, but you probably got a $5 Z-Man attachment to it. Some type of swim bait or something that gives that little action on the back on top of the noise that the blade makes. And but I mean, Jody was right. When I was down at his camp, I got a hell of a nice smallmouth down there. And then when I went up to the Susquehanna, I called him when I was on the water. I'm like, man, I ain't catching anything up here one day. He's like, well, what are you throwing? I said, well, I'm dragging a net rig. He's like, dude, put that net. I'm unlike you, brother. I'm very, very soft finesse technique fisherman. And he's like, put that down, grab that chatterbait that you had down here a couple weeks ago, and rip it. And don't you keep throwing it until you catch a fish. Well, I only threw it for about 10 minutes, and I caught a nice fish. Ended up catching probably, that trip I probably caught 60, 70 fish. Half of my fish were caught on that tungsten 3/8 it was basically a green pumpkin type chatterbait with a Bloody Mary, I think it's the name of the trailer that I put on it, or Bloody Sunday or something like that.
Yeah, it's I throw that mini max just because I like to throw it on a medium fast rod.
Right.
And
using that Cast King rod.
Actually, yes. Yeah, that's another medium fast. I think it's a 7.3.
Well, see, I don't like throwing anything less than any. I don't like heavy rods. I don't like medium heavy. I like medium light or mediums. Period.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Well, I throw a lot. Well, I Texas rig a lot down here, so we medium heavies. If I'm throwing something a bigger 10-inch, maybe a 13-inch worm, I'll throw it on that 7-11 rod or something, and so I can get a better leverage with them bigger worms. But yeah, it's always good.
Well, this is me right here.
Chase bass. Truth is, I keep it simple. A little mushroom jig head, stickworm pinned on Ned rig. Drag it slow, let it glide, and the fish can't stand it.
And that's moving water, as we were talking. You know, if you got a river, got moving water with grass, and you put that Ned rig out there, and you just let it run with the current, drag the bottom and bounce it a little bit, you're gonna get bit.
Yeah, we throw in the rivers down here. We throw a lot of weightless stuff.
Okay.
Just trick worms, Cincos.
Love it. That's the way to hit it. This is what we got here. Ken, and that I'm gonna talk about this man right here. We're talking about Ned rigs. So when I went up to Susquehanna, I just got my order. I just ordered for next year my 200 plus Ken's jigs. Oh, right there. You see it, Ken's jigs. You can see the type of hook. I use an offset type hook. I got some 3/8 or 1/8 and 3/32s. I got 50 packs here. I got 200 of them. So I'm ready for next year. Ready to roll. Thank you, Ken.
You lose that many?
Well, you know what? Last year when me and John fished down here at the lake behind my house in April, I had probably 25, 30 that I had Ken make me. And Matt Gibson in the house. But we probably lost 10 in about 3 hours. Because Summersville Lake is extremely rocky. I mean, it's just, it's all rock. And you get down underneath them rock and your boat's moving, it gets you caught up in there. So I lost a few. I figured I better keep me a big supply on hand. So good Christmas present for me to put in my stocking stuffer for later this year.
That's right.
But yeah, guys and gals, if your man or your lady fishes and you need some custom work, you don't like the hooks that are out there, or you don't like owner hooks, or the ball, or you don't like those little mushroom heads that they make from Z-Man, go look at Ken's Jigs on Facebook and look at the work that he does. Does a great job. All right. But this is something that I'm sure that down in your neck of the woods, man, you're a power fisherman. It's something that you would probably do. I know I do it sometimes quite a bit when I'm out hitting my marshes around me, where all these creeks flood up in these valleys, these coal mine backup areas, here. But I had my old buddy Swamp Thing talk to me about this here.
Folks ask me all the time what I throw when I'm looking to bring dinner up from the pads. This right here, hollow body topwater frog. Soft as mud, belly pinches flat so the hooks sit tight and them legs dance.
Yeah, them legs dance, baby. Them big girls down there see that, they can't resist.
There you go, right there.
Yeah, that's it, man. So, there's a lot of companies out there that you're want to grab a couple, 2 or 3 of those hollow body frogs, throw in someone's boo basket or their, spooky treats cauldron for this year. Help your fishermen out. And then you got not only that style of top water, but I know you're one of those guys. I can see it. I can see it in your eyes. But you're a lot like my boy Frank, and I think you and Frank worked on this
Space.
together.
Whopper plopper. Top water chaos. Slow roll it across the fog. Let it gurgle like thunder. Big jaws can't resist. That's the technique.
You know, John, when the Whopper plopper first hit the market, it went crazy.
Yes, it did.
And I'm stuck in my ways with a buzzbait.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm a buzzbait guy. I just like to hear that clack, that clack on that buzzbait. Ain't nothing like it.
Yeah, I can remember a nice tournament check that I won back in 2014 on the New River before the plopper was out. That I was throwing a buzzbait, and I watched the smallmouth come up out of the water and destroy it. And literally, after I couldn't use that buzzbait after that. I mean, she was probably a 17, 18-inch fish, a couple pounds, but she hit that thing so hard and fought so that she twisted that wire all up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I usually buy 2 or 3 of the same color each year, white, black. And this year I'm going to try a pink.
Why not? Heck yeah. I've caught several good fish on an old pink trick worm, early in the spring.
Yep. So.
Let's see. I think we have a couple more guest spots here that gave us some advice that we can throw up here. And one of them is close to what you like to throw, except it's drug through grass. And that's old Grim. Old Grim.
Really? You want to haul in a bass like this one? You tie on a spinnerbait. Flashy blades, little chartreuse skirt makes him mad every time. Toss it near the weeds, give it a...
Yeah, Grim may have already spoke. I'm not positive.
Yeah, talking about a spinnerbait. I just started throwing a spinnerbait last year real big. I was never really a big spinnerbait guy. But,
I don't like them. I have a hard time throwing them. It's just not something that I can do. So it's difficult for me to slow roll one of those things. It's the same with the chatterbait. It's a real similar type of technique, except just a different style of bait. Running it through grass and along rocks and stuff. But it's tough.
I would think them boys on the Susky up there throw that spinnerbait a lot, wouldn't they?
I did see a few of them tied when I was up there with the guys when we were doing a float. They're having my understanding when I was up there, and I did see a few chase one of my Ned rigs. Flatheads are moving in up there, and that's going to be a problem for the future if they don't work on that, because they're going to eat everything out of it. So the smallmouth. So yeah. Well, let me see. I think we have one other tip that we'll provide here from our friends of the ghouls and ghosts and goblins that came out today to talk to us on this special, and that's old Blobby Goo.
This is gold, except for the growl of a hungry gut. Keep a stash of morsels within reach. Jerky, bars, whatever fuels your mortal frame.
Yeah. So if you're heading out to the water, like most of us do, keep a snack or two, crackers.
Old nabs.
Old nabs, baby. Keep
don't
them
forget
available.
Dippy cakes.
Yeah. For me, I always hit up Go-Mart before I left. And my Go-Mart here, they would they got a kitchen, and they fix up sausage, egg, and cheese biscuits and stuff, and throw them in the heater. Lets it rotate around. I'll grab one or two of them, take with me, and just have something hot first thing in the morning with a coffee before then have one to eat a couple hours later. So.
Yeah, I had the QT down the road. They make some good sausage egg croissants.
Ooh,
yeah,
heck yeah.
Yeah,
man. So yeah, I think we've exhausted our guest list tonight. So I want to thank you for helping me build those guests that come on and provide some tips and tricks for our audience to review. And I hope that when the guys and gals out there get to take a look at this and they watch it, that maybe they can throw up a tip or trick or a treat for people to see.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I said in the beginning, just be safe and just enjoy your time with your family, trick or treating or trunk or treat, whatever you're doing for the Halloween evening. Luckily, I get to work day shift that day.
Yeah.
So I'll be home by that time.
So that's awesome. So, trick or treating. I think I'm going to throw this video up one more time that me and Daniel went over earlier. And I'll just read it, Daniel. That way we can get it through there. But it's that time of year, folks. Kids are going to be out. If you're a homeowner and you're going to put out candy or participate for children this year, make sure you make it a safe environment for them when they walk on your property. So, but anyway, here's a quick slideshow, and we'll show you guys. It's not even 2.5 minutes long before we sign off here. So, tip 1: lights, glow sticks, and reflective tape. Make sure your kids are plainly visible to any people or traffic, cars, when they're out walking in the evening to and from their home and other people's homes. Tip 2: make sure they're in a group. Work with other parents in the neighborhood and make sure somebody's with the kids when they're going out. That way they're safe and they're supervised. They don't get in any trouble or anything like that. And tip 3, costumes. Always well-fitted and flame-resistant. You don't want your kids to trip when they're walking across curbs or crossing streets. And if something happens where something would catch fire. So, tip 4, always look both ways when you're crossing the street. And that goes back to the other tips. Be seen, look both ways, walk on lit areas, crosswalks. Don't just run across the street. Tip 5, avoid dark houses because they're not involved in trick-or-treating. They don't want visitors. If they did, they would be lit up and inviting you to come by. Tip number 6, never walk between parked cars. 1, you don't know when one of those cars might move and they could back up and hit you or pull forward and hit you. 2, it's a safety issue. You don't want to be in a situation where you go between cars and you get pulled into it. And tip 6, those candies that you collect, do not eat any of them while you're out on the walkway or roadway. Or make sure you just take everything home and inspect everything first before you start consuming it. And tip 7, this is something for you parents that we talked about before. Air tags are a good way to track your kids as they're walking around the community and they're hitting hot spots. You can watch where they're at. Also, there's programs like Life 360 if they have a cell phone. So if they're carrying a cell phone with them, make sure you use some type of Find My Person or Life 360 or something like that. Daniel, I know it's been a while since you've been out behind the mic. I want to appreciate you. The wheels are not rusty, bro. You did a great job tonight.
All right, thank you, John. I enjoyed it. And
why don't you take a moment to talk to people about what you plan on doing here in the near future before we close up shop?
Yeah, so all the listeners out there, we are rejoining the Paddle and Fin. We're going to do a lot of pre-recorded shows. We'll be traveling, talking with folks, talking with bait shops, talking with mom and pop shops, maybe throw in some rod builders, just traveling here locally and try to hit a few kayak shops on the way here and there. I've got one in Carolina, one here in Savannah, that I kind of just want to sit down and go over several different types of options for people for if they're getting into kayak fishing, look at as far as kayaks, and just talk about everyday life more or less with everybody.
Yeah.
And just bring different things to the show, and just get back into the groove of things.
So you still doing any article writing for the magazine?
I have some things in mind. I hadn't released any articles for the magazine lately. I think maybe the last one I written was probably maybe 4 or 5 months ago.
Okay.
And just I don't want to overwhelm myself when I'm getting back into it.
Yeah. You were definitely head first into everything for the last 2 years until you took your break here for the last couple of months. But you were definitely deep into the well.
Yeah, I went in head first a long way before I hit bottom.
Well, you're a big boy. It may take you a little while to hit bottom.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I'm planning on getting out with some people, and I'm gonna release a new video series on my YouTube channel called Fishing with Friends.
Nice.
So it's just gonna be regular, everyday working people going out there, having a good fellowship for the day, and just hopefully just fish some private stuff, public stuff, whatever is geared for that day.
That's the best way to do things. In my mind, I did enjoy my days when I tournament fished, and when I was ran trails and stuff with West Virginia kayak anglers. But I have so much more fun when I go for a week at a time, like when the Paddle and Fin guys went to Del Hollow for a week. Now we did run a tournament there, but for 3 or 4 days we were fishing before the tournament ran. So socialize, got to laugh, have fun. Then the trips that I would do to Susquehanna recently, up to Lake Erie, Santee Cooper. Those trips are gold, and I highly recommend that you do that, Daniel, because it'll renew you. It'll bring back the passion, and it won't feel like work.
Yeah, it will. And I'm gonna do some other stuff too, as far as here locally, where I don't have to travel so much and things like that. So we're also releasing a new kayak series called the Yak and Stack Kayak Series. It'll be over on Tourney X. It's 2 different type series: a nationwide series and a weekend warrior series. So then the nationwide stuff will be a month long, and the weekend stuff will be a 3-day tournament, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, once a month. So if you're looking for some online stuff, anybody listening, just stay tuned to the Tourney X platform, and everything will be ready to go. And we're actually going to start the tournament series in February.
Okay, yeah. Is it they can find that on your Southeast Georgia page?
No, everything with Southeast Georgia has been wiped clean.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so everything's gone to the real backwaters as far as my YouTube channel, and
I got you.
But all you gotta do is if you're searching for tournaments, just after the beginning of the year, I have to get with Dwayne to change everything over. But everything will be changed over to the Yak and Stack kayak series. So
cool, man. Well, hey, appreciate you co-hosting the show with me tonight. Be blessed, stay safe, and I know we'll be doing this again in the near future.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, guys. So appreciate Daniel coming on the show tonight. We'll keep it simple and short and get you guys back to the TV so you can watch your football game. Be blessed, stay safe, and much love.
Rolling out strong with the Rusty Hook crew. It's Big Daddy John Rapp bringing the truth to you. Kayak fishing warriors, we ride the waves. Tournament sales, repping the way that we play. Jackhammers pounding, testing our skill. Ned rigs slaying, getting our thrill. Tackle tips sharper than the blades in the game. We're all in this together, always chasing that bang. Rusty Hook podcast, let's break the mold. Fishing straight talk, let the stories unfold. On the riverbanks to the ocean wide. In the world of the kayak, we take pride. We take pride.
Thank you for tuning in to the Paddle and Fin Podcast Network. We hope you enjoyed the show. Don't forget, for future shows, like, follow, share, and hit that subscribe button. Make sure you check out our individual channels and accounts too. Want to be a guest on one of our shows and talk about adventures, gear, or products? Contact us. Thank you for watching the Chasing the Tide with Dustin Nichols, The Rusty Hook with John Rapp, The River Run with Adam Fraser Cross, The Real Backwaters with Daniel Woodcock, Chasing the 20s with Carlisle Esterly and Sean Lavery. Thanks for tuning into the Paddle and Fin Network. Subscribe and always wear your PFD.